Committee have done an outstanding job defending members, and we have made it clear from the start that these cuts are not necessary and that there is an alternative. At the same time, we have to say that the joint working with Unite has been a huge step forward. It's brilliant to have a union with 1.4 million members working with us, and that has undoubtedly made a number of campaigns more effective. Conference, I think we have to assume that if PCS could merge with Unite with a strong democratic rulebook and a strong campaigning agenda, what a difference that would make. That massive potential could be used to transform the political outlook and use that strength to challenge austerity. And we would have a real chance, Conference, of finally resolving many of the problems that have affected our members for decades. Conference, carrying this motion would not tie us to a merger. All it says that if Unite approaches, we should talk. And as always, Conference and members would make the final based decision. On that basis, I would ask you to support the motion and allow for the opportunity to create a union that would absolutely petrify the Tories. Support the motion.
There's a lot of hands up, and I'm going to try and get as many people as possible into this debate. So, call one speaker, call Martin, Cavanagh, and then I'll call some more in while the debate's going on.
Conference Colette Smith, West Lancs, West Cheshire Revenue Branch, to oppose motion A30. My members were in essence happy with the majority of the motion. They believe in the sentiments behind it. However, I want you to look at the last paragraph. Conference believes that ultimately the test to be applied to any merger proposals is the extent to which they can assist our members in fighting to defend their jobs, pensions, pay and private service against Tory Lib Dem government's brutal damaging programme. There's no mention of the Labour Party in their conference, and my members are concerned that when affiliates to the Labour Party, we should not be discussing any potential merger. We are an independent union, and we should remain such. Thank you.
Thanks, Martin.
Conference, Martin Cavanagh, DPP Wirral, to support motion A30. Conference, this is a hugely important time, not just for PCS and our members, but the entire trade union movement, a critical time for the working class of this country. We've debated already this week, and will continue to do so month on month, week on week, no doubt, the attacks that we are facing and our members and our communities are facing from this corrupt and undemocratic government. Not just the government, but also the Labour Party as well. We've seen councillors in the Labour Party, from the Labour Party imposing cuts, and clearly that is something that we cannot tolerate. But Conference, let's get real on this. This is a motion about consideration and discussion of merger with Unite. We've already passed last year a motion that was clear that we should build closer links. And many of you, and if you haven't been, you bloody well should be working side by side with every trade unionist, every activist and community groups who are against this government and against the austerity agenda. Every cut is a cut on our class, is an attack on our class. I am proud of the work that we've done in the North West, especially in Liverpool, where we work and stand on platforms and campaigning side by side with our comrades from Unite and other trade unions as well. All this seeks to do is to open discussions at a critical time for every person in this country about looking to see if we can build and maximise our unity and our strength. Conference, we, at the end of the day, do have issues as a branch, and our members do, with the potential that a merger with Unite could have. But again, we need to get real. That there are organisational issues, and as the last speaker said, there is the issue, and it will be a thorny one, won't it, of affiliation to the Labour Party. But this isn't saying that we should merge with Unite. This is saying we should open talks with Unite about maximising the strength that we can possibly have in our trade union movement. Conference, we will get to the bottom of every detail that we have to do, because we don't need to go cap in hand with any trade union, because our union leadership has ensured that we more than punch our weight in the TUC movement already. I am proud of PCS, I'm proud of the activity that we have taken forward, and we can certainly stand shoulder to shoulder and side by side with any organisation in this particular country. But it is a critical time. We would be mad as a trade union not to consider every possibility to look at coordination. We dare for action. Every time we have a debate about industrial action, people get up to the rostrum and say we need to maximise coordination, we need to maximise coordination of campaigns. Wouldn't we look bloody stupid then if we actually refused to talk with a union that is on the platform with us, that is standing side by side with us, and is taking on all political parties who are the enemy of the working class? I support.
Thanks, Martin.
Conference President, Delegate Dennis Robertson, EFRA Group, Reading Branch, mandated to oppose motion A30. Conference, we're all aware of the present economic climate that, through no fault of our own, we find ourselves in. Money for individuals, companies and even our union is extremely tight. The fact that we as a union are investigating a merger with another union may benefit both our union and our future sibling union needs to look at an informal way. Conference, we appreciate that if the merger between PCS and Unite went ahead, it would bring together the two biggest unions and give us untold strength in bargaining powers and consultation meetings. But conference, will the union be fairly diverse to the roles that PCS activists cover? We are a civil service union that covers government workers who work from the DWP to Ministry of Justice, DEFRA to the Land Registry, and lots of other departments that are vital to running any government. Unite, on the other hand, is a larger union than ourselves that covers the industrial sector, covering members from the aeronautics to electrical engineers, dock and rail workers to factory workers. Can one merged union be able to cover concerns both of an industrial nature as well as a government sector nature without prejudice to one sector? Conference, I ask you to oppose this motion and look at motion A33, which highlights the possibility and benefits of joining fellow civil service unions that have the same bargaining area as us. Conference, please oppose this motion.
Thanks very much. Let's get Lawrence next, because he's in favour of a new day, yeah? Just to Lawrence next for Dave.
President of Conference, Lawrence Dunn, on the Home Office Disclosure and Bargaining Service Branch, speaking in support of motion A30. Conference, let me just start by just drawing a parallel about what this motion is about and what it isn't about. This motion isn't asking Conference to endorse a merger with Unite. Delegates and people of my mandate meeting and members of my mandate meeting were clear that they had reservations about whether merging with Unite was the right thing for the union to do. But what my members were absolutely clear on is it's absolutely right for us to be having a discussion on anything that we might think might help our members to fight off a vicious government and a vicious employer and make their working lives a little bit better in the future. And I think we owe it to members to have that discussion over the next 12 months. Now, what I'd say to people who've got reservations over this motion, and some legitimate reservations, is support the motion, but also support motion A2, which lists a number of principles and demands which, if Conference endorses that motion, will dictate the NEC strategy in those discussions with Unite, and it touches on political independence, it touches on protecting PCS's